When dinosaurs ruled the Earth, a massive asteroid struck the planet, altering the course of history forever. This cataclysmic impact marked the tragic end of an era and the beginning of new life forms. Now, millions of years later, a similar threat looms on the horizon. On October 12, 2013, a team of Ukrainian astronomers at the Crimean Observatory discovered a strange object in the sky. This object was an asteroid approximately 400 meters in diameter, hurtling towards Earth at an alarming speed. Following this discovery, observatories in various countries, including Italy, Spain, and Russia, closely monitored the asteroid and analyzed its trajectory. They determined that this asteroid would reach its closest approach to Earth in 2032. But does this proximity mean an inevitable impact? Let's take a closer look. Asteroids, due to their high speeds and complex orbits, are notoriously difficult to predict. This is why astronomers must continuously track their movements to assess potential threats. Using advanced technology, observatories have precisely mapped the asteroid's path. Predictions indicate that in 2032, it will pass by Earth at an extremely close distance. But will it collide? Since its discovery, this asteroid has remained under constant observation and continues to be an object of great interest for scientists. But the real question remains, is this space rock truly dangerous? It's important to note that asteroids can travel at immense speeds, and their trajectories can change unexpectedly. Therefore, monitoring this potential threat closely is crucial. The initial calculations showed that the probability of this asteroid colliding with Earth was less than 0.5%. On one hand, this is a very low chance, but on the other hand, a space threat should never be underestimated, because even a small probability can lead to a massive catastrophe. NASA scientists say that in the coming years, they will refine the asteroid's exact trajectory with further observations. If it turns out that its path has changed and the impact probability has increased, then we will need to consider serious countermeasures. Although the impact probability is currently very low, potentially hazardous asteroids are always under surveillance. This is crucial for many reasons. These space rocks can either pass by Earth at high speeds or unexpectedly alter their trajectory. For this reason, scientists and space agencies continue to monitor these asteroids closely. If necessary, they will develop preventive measures to mitigate potential threats. While the risk of impact seems low, we must never become complacent about these cosmic threats. Now, let's imagine the worst-case scenario. What if this asteroid actually collides with Earth? What would happen? You might think that if it crashes into the ocean, it won't cause much damage. However, the reality is far more alarming. An ocean impact would generate massive tsunamis and giant waves that could devastate entire coastlines. These tsunamis would travel rapidly, engulfing vast coastal areas in their path. If it crashes on land, the devastation could be even worse. An impact on solid ground could obliterate an area the size of an entire country and trigger dramatic climate changes, making large regions of the planet uninhabitable. Unlike much larger impacts, the likelihood of a global-scale nuclear winter is lower. However, on a regional scale, the effects on the climate could be severe, including temperature drops, heavy snowfall, and disruptions in weather patterns. However, its effects could pose a threat to life on planet Earth. To estimate the explosion's power upon impact, we can use kinetic energy equations. The energy released in such a collision depends on the asteroid's velocity and mass. For instance, if this asteroid were to hit Earth at a speed of approximately 20 kilometers per second, the released energy could be equivalent to several 100,000 nuclear bombs. In general, large asteroids like 2013 TV135 pose a serious threat to Earth, but predictions show that the likelihood of it colliding with Earth in the future is less than 0.5%. A critical question remains. If this asteroid, or another one, were on a collision course with Earth, could we do anything to stop it? Scientists have proposed several potential defense strategies against asteroids. NASA demonstrated this approach in 2022 with the DART mission, showing that a spacecraft can be deliberately crashed into an asteroid to alter its trajectory. This method is similar to what we see in science fiction movies, but NASA has tested it as a practical solution, and initial results have been promising. If all else fails, detonating a nuclear bomb near the asteroid could be an option. The explosion wouldn't destroy the asteroid, but could push it off course. However, this method is extremely risky and requires precise calculations to ensure that instead of breaking the asteroid into dangerous fragments, its trajectory is accurately altered. One of the most infamous asteroid collisions in Earth's history happened 66 million years ago, an event so cataclysmic that it erased the dinosaurs from existence. This massive space rock, nearly 10 kilometers wide, struck what is now the Gulf of Mexico with unimaginable force. The impact unleashed an explosion equivalent to 10 billion megatons of TNT, an energy release so immense that it triggered a planet-wide nuclear winter. Ash and debris choked the atmosphere, blocking sunlight, plummeting global temperatures, and causing a chain reaction that led to mass extinction. If there's one lesson from this cosmic disaster, it's that asteroid impacts can be devastating. But unlike the dinosaurs, we now have the technology to predict and potentially prevent such a catastrophe. We've come a long way from being helpless like the dinosaurs. Today we have telescopes scanning the skies, simulations modeling asteroid paths, and missions actively testing planetary defense. But the ultimate question remains: if a killer asteroid were headed our way, would we be ready?